BLUF Gaming here with a quick SCUM tutorial on how to breach the bunker in Sector D2. The bunker in Sector D2 is in the northern portion right here, and this time we'll be entering right through the front gate. Be careful when you approach the gate, as there is a sentry that comes to look at it every now and then, but so long as you don't see him right off, you should be able to hide behind this guard post until you can watch him come and go. Once he's gone, go ahead and come a little further in and then watch again for another rotation. He likes to take a look at the door going into the bunker right here, and then he comes and takes a look at our area before turning around again. After he looks in our direction and turns around, that's when we'll make our approach. We'll veer right a little bit to stay out of his periphery for when he turns left, and then we'll make a run for it once we feel like we're close enough. You don't want to get too close running fast because that can draw their attention, but you do want to minimize your time right there because he turns around soon and would be able to see you if you're not gone already. We leave much the same way that we came in. Leaving is a bit easier as you don't have to worry so much about getting aggro. You can just zigzag to avoid the shots and run right back out the way we came. We're just going to wait for him to turn away and take our chance then. There's a good chance that we will get aggro actually, but as I said, not that big of a deal. Just zigzag and you should be fine. You saw how I veered left a bit. That's because you don't want to be running directly away from a mech whenever it's shooting at you. Instead, you may want to zigzag or just at least be running transverse to his facing. They're great at shooting people running directly toward them or away from them, but not running sideways. That's your bottom line up front. If you'd like to see more, just stick around. Thanks for sticking around. If you're new to BLUF Gaming, BLUF stands for bottom line up front. I get all the most important key information right up front in the video before any kind of intro or anything else so that you can get the information you need and get back to your game as fast as possible. For people who like to see more detail, just stick around to this point and then I go into more depth. So this bunker has both a big front door that we can go through like the one we went through earlier, and also a hatch near the top of the hill. This hatch, however, has a very long fall, long enough that you would kill yourself if you had to jump down in a hurry, say for instance if you got aggro from the sentry up there. Because of that, I don't like to use this hatch to enter the bunker, and instead I like to use this front door. Just like earlier, we're going to hide behind this guard tower post. It's rare that any sentries ever come close to these posts, and even if they do, they're plenty wide enough that you can hide behind them. Of course, you want to deal with any puppets beforehand because you don't want to have to deal with multiple threats at once. However, if you do get aggro at some point and you feel like you can make it inside the bunker, it could be best just to run for the bunker and deal with the puppet once you're inside. We're going to watch for the sentry to come by, and then once he's turned around, make our partial approach again. You can actually make this entry in a single approach without stopping behind the sandbags, but just make sure you're aware of your surroundings before you try that, because you don't want to have to get shot or hurt right here, especially when you're so close to getting all that loot. You may have noticed how he just said target engaging immediately as opposed to giving you a warning. That's because we were close to the door. If you're close to a hatch or a vault door like this, sentries do not wait before they start shooting, they just go directly to target engaging. Now that we're inside, let's take a look around. This bunker has 2 levels, and if you're new to bunkers, be sure to check all these containers. These draped containers typically have clothes and armor, but sometimes do have weapons, magazines, and ammo. And of course these green boxes primarily have weapons and ammunition. Sometimes you'll also see some unpainted crates in the hallways. Those are also excellent. Before we go down to the lower level, let's keep looking at the level we're on now. You see how this door has red signs next to it? Anytime you see a red sign, that means it's going to be some sort of room that you can loot. If it's a yellow sign, it means that it's a different section of the bunker. This particular bunker doesn't have any armories in it, but as you can see, it does have some of the containers that you find inside of the armory. Let's go downstairs. If you turn left at the bottom of the stairs, you can follow this hallway to find the other exit, which goes out the hatch. Here's the ladder you need to climb, and if you want to exit through here, you can. However, keep in mind that when you exit through a hatch, you have to climb the ladder, which means whatever weapon or item you have in your hands, you're going to have to put somewhere else. If you've just finished looting this entire place, somewhere else could very well mean you have to leave it on the ground and not have as much loot as if you left right out the front. The hallway does end right past the entrance to the hatch, so everything else that you need to find is going to be behind all those doors. You already saw upstairs that there was one of those stadium seating rooms, the control rooms right here. You can find some decent loot in the office up there, but nowhere near as good as the hallways. We also have some depositories, bathrooms, I believe we had offices upstairs, and as you can see, even though there is no armory, we do have more of those nice weapons racks that you typically only find in armories. This bunker doesn't have a ton of great loot in it compared to other bunkers. However, because of how easy it is to go in through the front door, it is a very worthwhile trip if you're not too far away. Now let's exit through the hatch. Again, I don't recommend exiting through the hatch. However, I like to show both entrances to each bunker whenever I make these videos. Whenever you get to the top of a hatch, particularly a long one like this, you do want to take a bit of a breather since it does use a lot of stamina to climb a ladder. Also, once you open the hatch door, be sure that you stay a few rungs down because a sentry can see your head if it's nearby, and if all you're showing the sentry is your head, then guess where you're probably going to get shot. We want to wait until we hear that the mech is rather quiet before we look out, and then try to gauge roughly where its position is. We see that it's over to our left, so let's listen and try to determine what its path is so that we can run out whenever its back is turned to us. The fences around all the bunkers are in horrible shape, so if you don't know which way to run, just run towards a fence. If you get aggro, zigzag so you don't get shot, and just look for a big hole. It won't take you long to find one. Alright, let's make a run for it. And we're out. Of course, you probably heard we also have aggro from a zombie, so we'll have to take care of him now that we're out, but that shouldn't be an issue. Alright, I think we've taken care of all the zombies in the area, and a couple of dogs that I'm watching. They seem to be a bit upset by the gunshots, so I'll try to keep it less violent for future videos if these little pups are around. I hope this has been helpful for you, and if you're interested in seeing any other bunkers, just take a look through my channel. I've covered most of them at this point, and over the next few days I should finish off the last few in the northwestern section of the map, so that all 16 will be available to you. If you like this content, please subscribe or like or comment and tell me how I'm doing. Of course, you can dislike my videos too, but if you do that, I'm going to take this little puffball that I'm dog sitting right now, and I'm going to tell her that she is not cute. And you don't want that. Not at all. So that's all for this time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.